Hey guys, welcome back to Breath of the Wild. We're just gonna finish up the rest of the Great Plateau and finally get off and into the main body of the game. So last time we did two of the 4 shrines we need to get off the plateau. Now we're just gonna continue on. So we're up here in this icy region after doing the Stasis Shrine over there. Just gonna continue on. Okay, let's get down without hurting ourselves, shall we? Alright, cool. Just gonna sneak around these guys and kind of just make our way up to the top of Mount Helia without disturbing them, because that's where another one of our shrines are. Early game, you kind of have an incentive to fight all these guys, because they usually give you a lot more, the greater the challenge, the greater the reward, but I'm just kind of focused on getting out of here. Just want to continue on our way up this mountain. Whistle Sprinting as we go. Oh. Got some flint. That's cool. Got it. Ah, there's the shrine right there. So that's good. Let's just make our way down. Ooh, I see a potential place to find some Koroks right there. Kind of make our way down. I'm just going to take this rock and put it within the circle. Whoops. And this will hopefully spawn us a Korok right here. Ba-ba-ba-da. Yahaha! Oh, you move so slowly in the snow. I wish there were like the equivalent of snow boots so that you could just dash normally. That would be a set of armor I would kill for, and also a set of armor that lets you climb normally in the rain later on in the game. We're actually going to go this way, because this will allow us to rest for a bit while we climb up. It's a little less steep. Just come around and can head right on in. Remember some of these tricks. Can still remember them from my playthrough, so that's kind of cool. Cryonis, so ice. So all we need are bombs, and I'm pretty sure I know where those are. I think they're in the ruins over by the half-dead guardians. Just go in there and grab that, and then we should finally be on our way. Unless I'm forgetting a rune after the bombs. Switch to Cryonis. Keep on going. Oh, whoa. Okay. I did not notice you there, Mr. Guardian. Oi. There we go. Screw right there. Traveler's Spear. What can I get rid of? Probably the club for the spear. I think they have just about the same attack. And if not, then I have some weapon variety, so that's good. I think next to the short swords in this game, the spears are kind of my favorite, so got some variety. Another spirit orb. Skip. Come on, Switch, show us your master loading power. Or is the game just not... Okay, there we go. The game is loading. I was worried there for a second. Did my copy of the game just freeze? I do think I want to get some meat. So I think I want to go down into... Right, so we're in Kanemut right now. That's where I died. I think I want to be over at Oman O for now. Just to get me off the top of this mountain. I should probably stay here, but might be some goodies for me to get, but I think the last shrine is that away. And then after we do that, and we get the final cutscene, I'm not gonna head off the plateau entirely just yet. There's one more thing we need to do. Okay. We'd want to go to the Eastern Abbey. So we're headed in the right direction right now. You can probably hear me just mashing the buttons on my controller. I'm gonna try to fix my mic next time around so that you guys won't have to listen to me press buttons for forever and ever, but for now, this is what we got. Got more Guardian parts, which is cool. I used to be a pro at reflecting these, but we'll see how I do. Darn. Okay. There we go. I sacrificed a shield to do it, but it was worth the learning experience. The parts were kind of suspended in air for a second there. Jabaj? Jabaj. I think that's how you pronounce it. Bombs, my favorite. Crowning glory of all Zelda games, the bombs. Give me bombs and I am happy. Da-da-da-da. There we go. Remote bombs. So I'm kind of curious, what are you guys doing right now while you are practicing social distancing? Are you catching up on some TV shows, playing some games, reading some books? I'm kind of doing a mix of all of them. I'm gonna throw out something. It's gonna be this. The Claymore. Alright. I've been kind of doing a mix of everything. I still actually have to... I don't even have to wait for the platform. Here we go. Just throw and we're good. I do have to wait for the platform to get across, though. I still have appointments and work that has to be done, and that's keeping me quite busy still. But I also have some free time now that I didn't have before. Because everything's very much at its own pace for now. Alright. So the last couple days, I haven't really had time for games yet because I've been catching up on some work, but I did get to read a really good history book. I think it's about one of the earliest sensational murder trials in America. I'm a big history nerd, so I do like reading nonfiction, just like books, random books about history. If you guys have any of those that you've ever read, just some random history recommendations, any kind of history at all, love to hear about that. And then the other day, Westworld Season 3 finally premiered. And Westworld is one of my favorite shows of just all time. It's so thought-provoking. It kind of reminds me of BioShock, if any of you have ever played the game BioShock. That's what it reminds me of. And the big reveal at the end of Season 1 of Westworld is a kind of spoiler. If you don't want to hear about BioShock, or if you don't care about spoilers, you can listen, but otherwise you might want to mute for like a couple seconds. The "would you kindly" moment, where it's revealed that the main character is being controlled by the phrase "would you kindly." The ending scene of Westworld Season 1. All the different revelations, like the man in black and whatnot, remind me of that big, oh my gosh, would you kindly moment. It's one of my absolute favorite moments in gaming. It's kind of funny because the original BioShock is a great game, but it's not one of my favorite games. But the "would you kindly" moment definitely ranks up there with one of my favorite moments in gaming. What are the most really moments in gaming? I just love those small, intricate little twists. And I love games that really make you think too. Zelda stories are pretty straightforward, but the thing I like so much about them is that there's so many little connections and Easter eggs between games that you can kind of like make your own little theories about Zelda lore. And I love thinking about where a game might lie on a timeline and things like that, or the events connecting them, or what might have happened between games. One of the funnest things about Breath of the Wild was actually the time leading up to Breath of the Wild, because we hadn't gotten a game in the Zelda series since about 2011 when Skyward Sword came out. So the entire Zelda community, even just the gaming community in general, was so excited. But it was a great time to be a Zelda fan. I was gonna do something else. I think I was gonna go fight Stone Talus, but now I think about it, it doesn't really make sense. So I'm gonna climb the Temple of Time first. But it was a really exciting time to be a Zelda fan, because the first trailer of Breath of the Wild just gave us so much information about different timelines, where this game could go on the timeline. And you'd think, a lot of people would think, it doesn't matter where in the timeline it takes place. But to someone who's really into history like me, and people who like kind of connections between games, finding out or just like guessing or throwing around theories about where a game might go on the timeline is really fun.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King of Rome Bosphoramus Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule. Kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path. Lo, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there is also prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away, using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power, and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their authority. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning. He responded with a plan beyond our imagination. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the divine beasts, and turned against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the cities were. The appointed knight, bravely collapsed for the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own people, I have no right to ask the sudden link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter. Do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
Alright. We have our directions. Go on, here's the paraglider, just as I promised. I never noticed before, but the king has the same eye color as Zelda. I was too busy being angry at him for being mean to his daughter. With that, you should be able to safely fly off the cliffs surrounding this area. And I think that's it. I've told you everything I can. I think you must save Hyrule. Got our soldier's bow. Okay, let's drop one of the shields. Or let's drop one of the bows. Okay, we still have the Traveler's Bow equipped, but we should probably just switch to a Boko Bow for now, because we don't want to use the cruddiest weapons first, right? Right.